Well, I backed out of my driveway and heard my front end pop. Pops like it does every day, you know. Turned my wheels back to the left, grind it again, begin to roll, I did. Got to the corner and I turned right, and I heard a little pop, and I knew that it was realigned once again. So I started to roll, and I got down to the stop sign, and I turned back to the right, and I heard a little grind. I didn't think nothing of it, so I turned back to the left and down about 200 feet and turned back to the right, and it began to smooth. Began to sound pretty good. So I thought to myself, Self, how many times is that going to pop before the wheel falls off? Self said, I don't know. You better get it fixed. I said, yes, sir, I think I will, Captain Sir. That's what I'm going to do as soon as I get a little dough, get a little money to where I can waste it on the front end of this truck. Self said, hey, you think it's a waste? It won't be a waste when your wheel's laying, sideways and you're scooting down the road. Maybe you ought to rethink what you think is waste, fella. And I said, yes, sir, Self, I'll certainly do that. As soon as I get a little bit more mileage out of it, I want to get the most out of what I can out of a broken piece of equipment. Because fixing it's not going to make it any better or any worse, because it's so old it doesn't really matter. So maybe it just needs to pop and grind like that. I don't know. After all, it was made by a Japanese man. And we all know the Japanese, they don't make junk, not anymore. They used to back in the 40s and 50s when it was made in Japan. But now when it's made in Japan, it means quality and excellence, no matter if it does moan and groan and pop and grunt. So that's what happens when you drive an old car. I call it a car because they say it's a truck. But it's a Honda Ridgeline that's built on a car's kind of frame. And I took it to the mechanic, and he laughed at me when I called it a truck. And he's supposed to be an expert. So I'll take it at that. And he says, sir, that's not a truck. That's a car. I said, okay, whatever you say. As he handed me the bill for $3,000 and said, come back again. I thought to myself, Self, $3,000 bill on a car with 250,000 miles that's got a book value of $5,000 or $6,000. Is that an investment or a rehab? Oh my goodness. Well, one thing I could say is it blows cold air. It goes down the road straight. It cranks most of the time. Well, actually all the time. The only time it quit cranking was when it was tired. So I'll say that the Japanese man did a pretty good job with this Honda Ridgeline vehicle. It's a little bit of a copy of a Chevrolet truck. But I venture to say that this Honda Ridgeline has outperformed most of those Chevrolets for a long, long time. Now, this thing rolled in 2006, and I didn't get it till quite a while later because I was looking for something different, and this thing fit the bill. Has a little camper on the back made by Mr. Lear, and it looks really classy. It's got a little bit of paint problems and scuffed on the side, but I'll tell you this, it goes on down the highway. She bounces a little on a rough road. She shakes sometimes. She pops, she groans, but she keeps on going. Kind of reminds me of me. Lots of miles, lots of popping, a lot of groaning going on, but she cranks every time, and she's fine for me.